Now call this meeting to order at 7:35. This meeting may be recorded and there is no expectation of privacy. If everybody would now rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Leonard.
Here.
Ms. Bretz.
Here.
Ms. Bisco.
Present.
Mr. Batalid.
Head southeast
Present.
toward Equity Drive.
Mr. Dieseroth.
Here.
Dr. Fike.
Here.
Ms. Humberger. Ms. Mock. Ms. Nemec.
Here.
Ms. Rao.
Present.
Mr. Shaw.
Here.
Mr. Cedar. Ms. Shearer.
Here.
Mr. Toman.
Here.
There is a to be determined for Ligonier Valley yet. Ms. Wallene.
Mrs. Moline?
Ms. Yerga.
Here.
(13 present, 4 absent).
Thank you. So we have a quorum. Prior to this meeting, we had a not so brief executive section, in which time we discussed several personnel matters. It's written out. Did anybody pick up 3x5 card and fill out for wishing to
No.
be recognized? No? Okay, thank you. That was nobody. We'll now go on to motion to approve the minutes of the May 27th, 2025 meeting. Second? Well, you need a motion. Yeah. I would have to abstain. I was not present. I couldn't get the motion or the second.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion second. Any questions? This will be a voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have no correspondence on today's agenda. We'll now go to the WIU Foundation. Ms. Nemec.
Sorry, but Mike's not here.
Is this on the table over there?
Yes.
Is it over there?
Yes.
Should get it from
Yeah, that should help.
behind that thing,
Yep.
the director guy.
We'll now go to the WIU Foundation. Ms. Nemec, Yorga, and Martha. Do you have anything to?
There's nothing to report at this point.
Dr. Conway?
We're gonna give 1 second here, let's just make sure. All right, so Mrs. Moline, can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can.
Okay, all right, no worries. All right, so Executive Director's Report. So just want to recognize our administrators present, the directors also. We have Dr. Lauren Cunningham, Dr. Rebecca Henderson, who are joining us tonight. And Joe Rice was going to be presenting during the June board meeting, but since it was canceled, was unable to make it tonight. So we'll bring back Joe here in a future meeting. But we do have Sarah Roberts, who is back. This is the last of, except for Joe, of the introduction of the administrative team members to the board. So, Sarah, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about yourself and your journey here to the IU and what you do here.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So I'm Sarah Roberts. I serve as the Human Resources Administrator here at the IU. I began my career here in December of 2022, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to share a bit about my professional journey that led me here. So my connection to Westmoreland County actually began during my time as a Bearcat at St. Vincent College. I earned my degree in business marketing from the McKenna Business School. I later went on to earn my master's in HR management from St. Francis University, where I also worked as a graduate assistant in their student life department and worked in their Greek life team. So my first role in HR was with Target, where I started as an HR team lead and was later promoted to an executive team leader of HR at their Pittsburgh district store in Robinson. In that role, I oversaw all aspects of HR operations within the store, things such as holiday staffing, thanks Steve, scheduling, and performance management, while also serving as the manager on duty several times a week. After 3 years with Target, I saw a better work-life balance and made a career change. So I then joined Baker Hughes, an oil and gas company, as an HR business partner in Clarksburg, West Virginia. I supported employees across Northeast Louisiana and Texas within their oil field services division. It was a valuable and challenging experience, particularly during the COVID pandemic. Unfortunately, with widespread layoffs because of the pandemic, during that period, it impacted a lot of employees, including myself, and I was laid off. So from there, I became a senior HR generalist with Lehigh Hansen, which is a construction company based in Connellsville. I supported approximately 30 sites across Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia, and even earned my MSHA New Miner certification to visit employees directly on site in the mines. Although the role was dynamic, the extensive travel made it not a right fit for me long term, and so that's when I found the opportunity with the WIU. And the WIU felt like a perfect fit. It allowed me to contribute meaningfully to the community where I live in Greensburg. So I've been here for about 2.5 years, and some of the key areas that I currently oversee in my HR administrator role include staffing and recruiting. So this remains a top priority for us as we navigate a highly competitive landscape. So to stay responsive, we track applicant data, including sourcing and turnover to improve recruitment and retention strategies. We aim to move quickly with applicants and streamline onboarding. We conduct exit interviews to gain feedback and identify trends, and we actively attend job fairs and promote the IU throughout the community. In addition, the HR team does compliance and records management, so maintaining up-to-date credentials, certifications, and training records for employees and contractors. Employee support and leave management, so managing leaves of absences, job accommodations, and simple day-to-day HR inquiries. We also do performance management, so partnering with supervisors to support evaluations, coaching, and disciplinary processes. Most recently, I obtained my SHRM certification from the Society of HR Management, which has strengthened my HR knowledge and will allow me to apply industry best standards, practices in my current role. So looking ahead, one of my goals is to grow our HR team. So it's currently Christy and myself. So we would like to increase our impact and potentially provide HR support services to our districts that may not have dedicated HR support. So thank you for your time this evening. I'm really grateful for my role here and to have the opportunity to speak to you all today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. I really do appreciate it. And so Sarah, you actually had to go down into the mines sometimes as part of that one job, right? So
Yeah, it was crazy.
that was pretty wild. That is wild, needless to say. But thank you, Sarah, for being such a valuable team member, and so glad that you're back. And thank you for coming back. Really do appreciate it. All right. Also, just as a brief update to the board, I'm going to ask Dr. Rebecca Henderson just to make a few comments. Dr. Henderson has been accepted into the Executives in Residence program through the AESA, and it's a program that Dr. Thomas had experienced, and we grew tremendously as an organization from his experience. And as you see on the agenda tonight, Dr. Henderson is also up for a position called Educational Enterprise Services Director, which this experience that she's going to have is going to go hand in hand. She took the initiative to apply for a scholarship as part of this program. And Becky, I'm going to let you share the good news and talk a little bit about what the program is going to mean for you. And so I think Stephen's going to grab the mic so Mrs. Walleen can hear.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. thank you for letting me speak again. I am happy to announce that I was awarded a scholarship to help defer the costs for my travel for the AESA Executive in Residence Program. So thank you again for your support of me attending and participating in this program. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what my journey is going to be like for this year. So the Executive in Residence Program actually is going to start next week. For me, I will be heading to Austin for the Summer Leadership Conference, and this is where everything kicks off for the Executive and Residence cohort. There are about 40 of us that are participating this year. In Pennsylvania, there are 2 of us. My co-counterpart, I guess, in Pennsylvania is Alan Hack from Central Susquehanna Intermediate Unit, and he and I will be getting the opportunity to meet other leaders in ESAs all over the country, and it is our job to learn from each other. We are going to get to experience what educational service agencies all over the country look and feel and sound like, and how they work to support districts. And we come in all shapes and sizes, we know that, but really how we all function is so drastically different because every state operates drastically differently. And that's really critical for us to know. So when we get together, it's going to be a lot of kind of feeling each other out, seeing how the differences really can work together and play together a little bit. So we're gonna get to meet on the 15th of July, and then what happens is they have virtual meetings for us throughout the entire year, but there are 4 main events that happen over the next year. The Summer Leadership Conference being the first one. And then we are going to an Advocacy and Action Conference in Washington, D.C. in September, where we are going to learn all about the importance of federal advocacy and how we can work with our state and local legislators for more enhanced funding support, how we can advocate for ourselves, for our school districts. And then in December is our annual conference, where I am happy to say that Dr. Conway and I will be presenting together. We had a session that was accepted for the conference. We also have one that was waitlisted. I will also be presenting with some statewide counterparts on student-centered learning. We have a statewide committee that works on student-centered learning. That is a national, statewide consortium that's working for that. So we have 3 presentations that will hopefully all be happening, 2 definitely, 1 maybe. And then next July is the last conference that will happen. It is the Summer Leadership Conference, again, where they kind of wrap up the whole residency program. But the big thing is the residency itself. So in December, when we are all together at the AESA conference, they're gonna start matching you with an ESA somewhere in the country that's not your own. And they're gonna give you a week-long opportunity to get to work with another service agency, to get to learn all the ins and outs of them. So they spend a lot of time trying to partner you with somebody that is completely different, but really would help benefit you and help you to learn and grow in the skills that you really need to learn to be an effective leader. So I know that when Matt Thomas went through this, he got to go to Minneapolis to work with Sourcewell, their ESA, and learned so much about their organization and the way that they are very entrepreneurial. And he brought a lot of that knowledge back and shared it with us, and it really sparked a lot of our interest in wanting to engage in the AESA business strategy framework. I am very hopeful that what I get to learn is something that I can bring back to the organization as well, and we can continue and further our learning. In fact, that was a large part of my application for the scholarship and for trying to apply for the residency as well. I wanted to take all of the knowledge, bring it back to the organization, and hopefully inspire others to participate as well. So thank you again. I'm so excited about this. I can't wait for next week. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot. There's so much that we are going to learn, from federal advocacy to organizational management. I mean, I have the whole list here. There's so much. It's going to be a very big, overwhelming year, but in the best way possible. And every single thing that we do is geared towards helping to support the intermediate unit, which in turn helps to support our districts. And I just couldn't be more grateful that all of you have supported me in this. Thank you very much.
And Dr. Henderson, did you mention the dollar amount that you got in scholarship?
I did not.
Yeah, you should mention that.
It was about $3,500.
Yeah, so that's gonna help cover some of the travel costs involved with that, so. All right, well, thank you very much, Dr. Henderson. Very much appreciate that update. I'm sure we're gonna be hearing from you all throughout the year about your experience. Next on the executive director's report, you'll see our twice a year report about students served report, the April 1 count. And so I have that available to you at your table, so you can kind of see the number of students that were served as of April 1st. We do this twice a year, October 1st and also April 1st. And so there's copies for the public as well. It is uploaded there on Agenda Manager. Next up is the comparative PAIU general operating budget district membership contribution information. I'm going to hold off on that because I want to actually spend some time going through that. And in light of time for tonight, I'm going to wait till August to go over. It's not earth-shattering. It's not an emergency type of information, but I want to make sure that we're all fresh when we kind of go over that. So you can hold on to the handout. I'll have other handouts when we come together in August. So I'm just going to pause that because what's up next may take some time. And I'm going to ask Tammy to provide an update regarding the PA budget update. And also part of this, there is going to be a motion that we're going to be asking to add to the agenda this evening based on a conversation that Tammy literally had 4 hours ago, I believe. And so Tammy, go ahead and take it over when it comes to the the PA budget update.
Well, I'm sure all of you have heard right now that the governor's budget didn't get passed on time. And so the legislator is now out on leave. We don't know when they will be back. I haven't heard that. I would assume September. They may come back in August, but I have not physically heard when they would come back. In that case, at this point, as an IU, without that funding, we don't have a fund balance for more than a month and a half. So we would need at this point to start investigating another RAN, which is similar to a tax anticipation note that the districts would apply for, but ours is just based on revenue, obviously, because we don't have taxes. So at this point, we're in the same position we were 2 school years ago, if any of you were on the board at that time. So we need to start the process now. I reached out to First National Bank, who is the bank that we currently use and awarded the RAN documents 2 years ago, just to kind of get that started. And then I did reach out to the former bond counsel, who also helped us with that RAN and all the paperwork that is involved with that 2 years ago. And in order for us to move forward, we do need to make a motion on the agenda to appoint Dinsmore and Shoals as our attorney in order to file all of this paperwork. A resolution then would come to you in August, which then you would approve the loan. At this point, we have not calculated what our borrowing base is. 2 years ago, our borrowing base maximum was a little over $6 million, and we took the full $6 million. At that time, though, if those of you were on the board, if you recall, we started the conversation in August, pushed it off as long as we could go. And by November, there was still not a state budget passed, so we had to do something. So we moved forward with the RAN, and thank goodness that we did, because our E-Academy teachers get paid in November, and we also have a very large quarterly employer payment that has to go to Peasers in January. So we did have to draw down on that note. We're in that same situation right now. We currently are not receiving any of our IDEA funding, and we have 3 districts that are waiting on allocations. We don't really have cash sitting in the bank at this point to carry us, so we would like to do the same thing. We're gonna kind of hold off, wait till August. If the budget gets passed, we won't do anything. There's no fee, no harm, no foul. If it's not passed, then we will ask you to approve the RAN so that we can process it, and then we'll have the money by September. We only, at this point, need to pay back what we draw, so if we don't draw anything, then we just pay the attorney and move on. But like I said, at this point, we don't have the details. I did reach out to Early Intervention and ask them if they had any indication that the Department of Education would release the EI funding. They haven't responded. I also reached out to the federal government to ask them if they had any idea if the IDEA funding would be released. That answer was not responded to as well. The only confirmation I did get was that the funding for the non-pub schools under Act 89 would flow. But we aren't authorized to use that funding for anything else other than the non-pubs, so we couldn't use it for payroll at this point. So out of an abundance of caution, not having the reserves or the additional cash flow that we would need, we are asking that we can go ahead and move forward with another revenue anticipation note in the hopes that the governor's budget gets passed quickly and we don't need to move forward.
So tonight, Tammy, when we get to financial services, we're gonna be asking to add a motion, which would be labeled, TAC 038, which would be to accept the engagement letter. That be correct, Tammy? And a copy of the engagement letter has been distributed to all the board members at the table. So, Mr. Leonard, when we get to that point, I would recommend that we do 31 through 37 and then pause and then add the new motion, allow for public comment, and then have the board proceed on a vote on that particular motion. So, Mr. Beer, that's the correct process for that.
And then tomorrow, Tammy will have to make a notation within 24 hours of this meeting that this was an urgent matter that just came up today in light of what's occurred at the state level. And that has to be advertised accordingly, and then we're all good to go based on your process of public comment before anybody votes on it.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, Tammy. All right, any questions anybody might have at this point? All right, well, thank you for your attention to that lengthy executive director's report. Mr. President, that concludes my executive director's report for this month.
Thank you, Dr. Conway. It appears we have nothing under old business, so now we'll move
Excuse
on
me,
to.
Mr. President?
Oh.
Excuse me, we didn't do anything for financial reports. We didn't accept any motions on that or the board committee reports.
You're
Gotta
right.
go back.
You are right. Okay, I'll digress to number 7, financial reports. This would include 24-25-035 through 24-25-037. Are there any motion that would need pulled for discussion? This will be a voice vote. Could we have a motion to approve those?
Make that motion.
Second, Brents.
We have a motion second. Any questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, Madam Secretary.
Sure.
Okay, Human Resource Services.
So if I may, Mr. President, you'll see that just a revision from last month, the canceled meeting. Motion 114 has been rescinded and will not be voted upon tonight. And then also there were additional motions that were added to HR. I believe, Christie, it was 16, 17, 18, and 19 were added. And those are just general HR functions that of hiring and accepting resignations since the board did not meet. So just wanted to clarify that, Mr. President.
Thank you. So this motion under Human Resources would include HR 24-25-103 through 113 and HR 115 through 119. Are any of these motions that you would feel need pulled for discussion?
I just had a question on HR 24-25-103. It looks like we're hiring and then somebody and then they're resigning the same day.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, they went to orientation and then made a decision later that this was not the organization or the arrangements that they wanted.
Okay, we have to hire them.
We do, yeah.
Okay.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, because we have to pay them for orientation.
Okay, that was my question. It really was, did they get paid for any?
Yeah, it was
That
for the 3 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours of orientation.
That was my only question.
Thank you for your observation. I did notice that also, but him and I meet aside from these meetings and discussing things otherwise, but thank you. Okay, no other motions would need pulled. This will be a roll call vote. Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Could we have a first and a second, please?
Motion, Ralph. Second, Nemick.
We have a motion, second. Okay, Madam Secretary, will you now please call the roll?
Ms. Bretz?
Yes.
This is Debbie Levine again. I really cannot hear. I'm not sure what I'm roll call voting on.
Human Resources.
Okay, do you have a copy of the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, this current roll call vote is for Human Resource Services business, which would include HR 2425, 103 through 113, and then 114 has been pulled to not be acted on in this motion. And this motion will also include action on HR 115 through 119. That is the motion on the floor. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we have a motion, and a second. Now we'll do our
Ms.
roll call
Bisco?
vote.
Yes. Mr. Bajalid?
Yes.
Mr. Dieselrock?
Yes.
Dr. Fike?
Yes.
Ms. Nemec?
Yes.
Ms. Rao?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Shear?
Yes.
Mr. Toman?
Yes.
Ms. Boleen?
Mrs. Moline?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes,
13 yeses, motion's carried.
thank you. We'll now go to curriculum services. This will be a voice vote. There's one motion to approve, CS 2425-019. Are there any questions or discussion on the motion?
Real quick, Christy, you didn't call my name last time, but I'm
Oh,
a
I'm
yes.
sorry, Miss Yerda.
I'm a yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, I wanted to make sure your numbers are.
Okay, we will now entertain a motion to approve CS 2425-019. This will be a voice vote.
Make a motion, Bretz.
We have a motion.
Second, Tillman.
Motion second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll now move on to early childhood services. This will also be a voice vote. It will include ECS 2425-006 to ECS 2425-010. Is there any motion that would anyone want to hold for discussion? Okay, this will be a voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Motion second.
I keep, sorry. Okay, now can we have a motion
So moved, Bojelli.
and a second?
Second, Yerga.
Having a motion and a second, now we'll have a vote. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. You can have some messy minutes if you don't exclude a few things. Okay,
All right, so Mr. Leonard, for financial services, I would recommend doing 31 through 37, and then we will then recommend motion 38, the engagement letter.
and that is the letter that was handed out.
Yes, yes, sir.
Dated today. Everybody has got that, as did I. So this motion that we're going to entertain under financial services now will be, include 2425-031 through 2425-037. 37. So, this will be a voice vote.
Just a quick question, can I ask a quick question? Why was there not that it's a bad thing, but I'm sure most of our districts, we've seen insurance increases over the last year. Why are we decreasing in insurance?
Because we eliminated the early education sites at the districts and we were insuring their
Okay.
buildings, so
Okay.
that's the biggest change.
That makes sense.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved, Bojelli.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Tillman.
Motion second. Any questions? This will be a voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we'll move on to, under financial services, the Dinsmore correspondence that everybody received. And, this would be a motion to approve this, not tax anticipation, but a revenue anticipation note, series of 2025, and this would be motion FS 2425-038.
So Attorney Beard, is that enough in terms of a motion for them to act on?
I would just tack on to appoint Dinsmore and Scholl as, for note counsel services.
Okay, that motion would also include appointing Dinsmore and Associates as for our note counsel services regarding this matter.
So you have to eventually have public comment before there's any motion to formally vote, give the public an opportunity to comment.
So Christie, do you feel comfortable with the name, the written?
Yes, thank you, Carl.
Okay. So you want to open it up for public comment, the 5 people we have?
Yeah, under discussion, we would open this up now for public comment. Does anybody that might wish to make public comment have the correspondence that if they wish to comment? Going once? Going twice? I hear no public comment, so we'll close the comment period. Now we'll open the floor for a motion to approve.
I make a motion, Brent.
We have a motion,
Second, Ralph.
motion is second. Any questions?
I have a question.
One question, Dana's question.
I just wondered, why are we going with another firm instead of using our solicitor for this?
I'm gonna relay that to Tammy in terms of why Dinsmore versus going through Beard Legal.
Well, Beard Legal will be involved because they have to, solicitor's opinion, so, that is why you use a bond counsel. Dinsmore and Scholes are attorneys that just do bond and RAND kind of deals. But they will need to seek then our solicitor's opinion, so.
And I'm okay with that. And we do tax revenue anticipation notes, but they've done it before, but there isn't anything improper at all with the way it's been structured, the way it's set up.
Thank you for your question. We're now entered,
Voice.
I'll have a voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And for the next section, student services, you'll notice that we added a motion that's an agreement to Centerville Clinics for a period of 3 years to provide mental health services associated with our partial hospitalization program. So that developed since the cancellation of the IU7 Board meeting. So that's the only addition for this section, Mr. President.
Okay, so now if I'm reading my motion correctly, amended, motion to approve would be SS 2425-054-058.
You are correct.
Okay, so, are there anybody who'd like to pull motion for individual discussion here?
Motion, Yerga.
Second, Tillman.
So we have a motion second. This will be voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Technology and innovation services, unless there's been change, there's nothing for tonight. Okay, school board. This will also be a voice vote. It'll be a motion to approve SB 2425-058 through 2425-062. Is there anybody who would like to pull motion for individual discussion?
Yes, 059.
Pardon me?
059.
051.
That's the appointment of Beard Legal as solicitor.
My question is, how often do we send out the solicitor for an RFP?
It has not been sent out since 2016. I believe is when Beard Legal was secured.
Okay, is there any administrative rules of how often we should send outside counsel, outside groups?
There are no administrative regulations that are tied to any policy that calls for said cyclical RFP for a solicitor. Nor has there been over the years a call from anyone on the board to go out for RFP for solicitor services. That's a board decision. That's not an administrative decision.
And that's certainly something that anytime a board member wants to discuss as a future motion could happen, but as of right now, we have a motion to approve this in conjunction with SB 2425-058 through SB 2425-062. So do we have a motion to approve it, having heard that question?
I make a motion, Bryce.
Motion, we have a second.
Bisco, second Bisco.
We have a motion second. This will be also voice vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Looks like we are down to school board elections.
I had one other question. Because I've seen throughout there, I think there were 3 different requests to approve for the AESA program.
Oh, for the conference?
Yeah.
33
there's been, I saw 3 different places. Could we just, could it be under the financial report so we know exactly who is going and what the cost is? Because when it's scattered out like that, I'm trying to figure it all out.
Oh,
Like who all is
understood.
attending conferences and what is the cost to
Sure.
the agency?
We'll take that under advisement for sure, if that makes it easier for the board to see. And as you know, like, we don't go to a conference unless we can present at it. And so all of these who are going are part of presentations, for that. So, but no, we'll definitely take under advisement for the future.
Thank you. Okay, now, as our school board elections, I believe Dr. Conway is going to assist in these.
Yep, so would you like me to take over from here, like to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so under motion 63, under board elections, the board needs to appoint someone to serve as the PSBA liaison for the Westmoreland Intermediate Unit Board of Directors for the 25-26 school year. And as part of that, they're approved to attend the 2025 Delegate Assembly. If you serve as the PSBA rep already, you cannot serve as the IU rep as well. So do we have any volunteers that would like to serve as that PSBA liaison on behalf of the intermediate unit?
And you must attend the,
Well, you would be allowed to attend. Doesn't mean that you have to go, but we would love for you to go if possible.
do you know the date? It's in November. It's October 18th, 19th, 20, October
Yeah.
19, 20, 21, maybe?
Christy, did you want to add anything?
I just wanted to let you know that we did miss the deadline, which was the end of June. June 27th was the deadline, so whoever goes will not be able to vote.
Well, we will negotiate that with them and see what we
Okay.
can do.
And for my clarification, that was you last year, right, Daniel?
Yes.
And you're unable to do it this year because you are representing your home board?
Yes.
The same organization, otherwise could have possibly, for Daniel, but, you can share what your experience was there, if you thought it was rewarding and so forth. I'd be glad to hear that.
Well, last year, the voting, the PSBA voting part and the conference were 2 different things. This year, it's all at the conference in the Kalahari Resort in Poconos. But the conference was interesting. Had a lot of different workshops. The voting part of it, probably some people on the board have been to a Zoom voting thing, and that's how they did it last year, with some people attending in Harrisburg. But like I said, this year I guess they're having it all together in one conference, and there's going to be no Zoom. You can't Zoom into the meeting. You have to be there in person to vote.
Okay,
So any volunteers that would like to serve in that? In the previous motion, it does approve your attendance to the conference as well. So the intermediate unit would be paying for your attendance at the PASA PSBA conference as well, if you are interested in that. Or the board can decide to leave it blank and not appoint someone, and we can move on to the other elections.
Is it weekdays, you said? I believe it's Sunday, the 19th, 20th, and the 21st.
It's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Sunday through Tuesday, yes. All right, so going once, going twice. All right, so we'll move on to the elections of officers. And forgive me, this will be my first time ever leading this, so Carl, don't be afraid to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. All right, so I'm going to call for nominations for the office of president to serve until the next election in July 2026. Do we have any nominations on the floor?
I nominate Dallas Leonard.
So we have a nomination from Brett of Dallas Leonard. Do we have any other nominations?
I
Mr. Shaw.
nominate Jenna Rowe.
So Mr. Shaw nominating Jenna Rao.
I'm sorry for the mispronunciation.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations on the floor? Any other nominations? All right, hearing none. Do I hear? Hearing none, we'll close the nominations. Now, Carl, help me out here. Do I go each person? Do I get a motion and then see if there's a?
Well, how have you done it historically? I mean, basically, local rules prevail. So different school entities do it different ways. I know in several, they go down each candidate, or you just go to each member and they just name somebody, and at the end of the day, whoever garners the majority vote prevails. It seems simpler that way.
Okay, so would everyone be agreeable to doing a roll call vote, in which you would identify either Mrs. Rao or Mr. Leonard for president? Is the board agreeable to doing it that way?
And you can vote for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't
Okay.
violate the ethics.
All right, so Christie, I'm gonna ask for a roll call vote on the what, do I need a motion?
No, first we need to figure out who it is, and then we do a motion to elect them.
Well, we're gonna change the rules here just a little bit, Christie, to make it simpler by going with the roll call vote. So I just need to know, do we need a motion to take a roll call vote?
You can do it. You're gonna vote on one of the two candidates.
Right, so really it's unnecessary to do
Correct.
it that way. All right, so let's do that then. So roll call vote, Christie. So your choices are Mrs. Rao or Mr. Leonard for the office of president. Go ahead, Christie.
Ms. Bisco?
Mr. Leonard.
Mr. Bojalid?
Mr. Leonard.
Mr. DeSeroff?
Rao.
Dr. Fike?
Dallas Leonard.
Ms. Nemec?
Ms. Rao.
Ms. Rao?
Myself.
Mr. Shaw?
Miss Rao.
Ms. Shearer?
Mr. Leonard.
Mr. Toman?
Ms. Rao.
Ms. Willeen?
Dallas Leonard.
Ms. Yerga?
Ms. Rao.
Mr. Leonard?
Dallas.
Ms. Bretz?
Dallas.
7 for Leonard, 9 for Rao. Rao wins.
No, I have 7-6, Christie.
Yeah, it can't be that many because there isn't that many of them.
Oh. You're right, 7-6. I'm sorry, Mr. Leonard wins.
All right, so there's a declaration of Mr. Dallas Leonard to serve as president until the next election, July of 2026. Let's move on to nominations for vice president. Do I have any nominations on the floor for vice president? So Leonard, Mr. Leonard nominates Mrs. Bretz. Any other nominations? Mr. Shaw.
Mrs. Rao.
So Mr. Shaw nominates Mrs. Rao. Okay. Any other nominations on the floor? One last call. Any further nominations on the floor for vice president? Hearing none, the nominations are now closed. Christie, if you wouldn't mind doing roll call vote for the office of vice president.
Mr. Bojalid,
Brett.
Mr. DeSaroth,
Rob.
Dr. Fike,
Ritz.
Ms. Nemec, Mr. Shaw,
Rao.
Ms. Rao,
Myself.
Ms. Shear,
Mrs. Bretz.
Mr. Toman,
Mrs. Rao.
Ms. Willeen,
Brett.
She said Bretz.
Ms. Yerga,
Mrs. Bratz.
Mr. Leonard,
Mrs. Bretz.
Mrs. Bretz,
Mrs. Bretz.
Ms. Bisco,
Mrs. Bretz.
8 for Bretz, 5 for Rao.
All right. So I'll let the record show that Mrs. Jennifer Bretz will serve as vice president until the next election in July of 2026. Next up, nominations for treasurer. Do I have any nominations on the floor for treasurer?
It's currently me.
It's currently Tammy, yes, it's currently
If anybody
Tammy, yes,
wants to
so.
know.
Tammy Good, I nominate.
All right, so Mr. Leonard nominates Tammy Good. Do we have any other nominations for treasurer?
Does it have to be an admin person, or could it be a board member? What are the responsibilities?
It could be, but, I mean, as a practical matter, it's a lot easier from a ministerial standpoint to have it be Tammy.
Yeah, in my years gone by, I was treasurer for a lot of years, never did a thing, never knew a thing about it. That's why I would like to see Tammy do it, so that was my nomination.
Understood.
Okay.
And she's
Any-
probably bonded already anyways.
Yeah, signatures locked in everything, so it's just easier, but
All
doesn't
right,
matter.
any other nominations? Last call for nominations for treasurer. Hearing none, we will consider nominations for treasurer closed. Christie, if you would please do a roll call vote for the office of treasurer.
Mr. DeSaroth,
Good.
Dr. Fike,
Good.
Nemec,
Good.
Ms. Rao,
Good.
Mr. Shaw,
Good.
Ms. Shear,
Mrs. Good.
Mr. Toman,
Ms. Good.
Ms. Willeen,
Tammy Good.
Ms. Yerga,
Ms. Good.
Mr. Leonard,
Mrs. Good.
Ms. Bretz,
Mrs. Good.
Ms. Bisco,
Miss Good.
Mr. Bojalid,
This is good.
13 yes. No, 0 others.
All right, so congratulations. Let the record show that Ms. Tammy Good will serve as treasurer until the next election of July 2026. And now we go to nominations for secretary. And before we do that, allow me to recognize Christy Ridenauer, who has served as board president for board secretary for how many years, Christy?
Working on 17.
17 years as board secretary. So think of all of the board evening nights that she's had to be here, all the board dinners that had to be planned. And this year coming up, she wanted to take a break from board secretary to really concentrate on HR. And so this year, she's not going to be a candidate. And Christy, because of your years of service and to honor you, is there anything that you would like to say to the board regarding your 17 years as board secretary?
I just wanted to thank you all for letting me serve. It has been an honor and a pleasure. And you never know, in the future, I may be back. But I need to focus. We have some big projects in HR that we really needs our attention. And thank you very much, everyone. It has been a pleasure meeting you all and seeing you every month.
Thank you very much, Christy. And Christy has already started to train me on things that I need to do as her not worthy replacement, because Christy will never be replaced as board secretary. So thank you, Christy, for your years of service, and really much appreciate it. So with that, I'm going to call for nominations from the floor for the office of secretary that will serve until the next election of July 2026. Are there any nominations on the floor?
I nominate Catherine Fike.
All right, Mr. Leonard nominates Dr. Catherine Fike. Are there any other nominations coming from the floor?
I nominate Mrs. Rao.
So Mr. Shaw nominates Mrs. Rao.
Yes, you
I will decline that one.
Okay, so
What'd you say?
Mr. Shaw, there's a
Declines.
decline of that nomination, but appreciated, I'm sure. Are there any other nominations coming from the floor for the office of secretary?
I nominate Mr. Shaw.
Right, so we have Mrs. Bisco nominating Mr. Shaw. All right. Any other nominations? Last call. Nominations are now closed for the office of secretary. Mrs. Ridenhour, if you wouldn't mind please doing a roll call, you will state the last name of the individual you want to vote for secretary. Go ahead, Christy.
Okay, Dr. Fike? Ms. Nemec?
Dr. Fike.
Mr. Shaw?
Mr. Shaw.
Mr. Cedar? Or, I'm sorry, Ms. Shearer?
Dr. Fike.
Ms. Rao?
Daniel Shaw.
Mr. Toman?
Miss Fike.
Ms. Willeen?
Dr. Fike.
Ms. Yerga?
Dr. Fike.
Mr. Leonard?
Dr. Fike.
Ms. Bretz?
Dr. Fike.
Ms. Bisco?
Oh, Mr. Shaw.
Mr. Bojalad?
Dr. Fike.
Mr. DeSaroth?
Dr. Fike.
9 for Dr. Fike, 4 for Dr. Shaw, or Mr. Shaw. Sorry.
All right. So let the record state that Dr. Catherine Fike has been elected secretary to serve until the next election in July of 2026. Just as a reminder, those recently elected, the president, vice president, and treasurer will need to see the former board secretary before leaving tonight, as to get signatures are needed with your elections with that.
Actually,
All right,
excuse me,
so
Dr.
Ms.
Dr. Conway.
Dr.
we-
Conway.
Yeah.
Since Dallas and is already a current signer, we don't need him and we don't need Mrs. Bretz.
All right,
But I will have to make arrangements with Dr. Fike.
Dr. Fike,
Yeah,
all
so
right,
she doesn't have to stay either,
all
but
right.
she does have to sign eventually.
Gotcha. All right, very good, thank you. Alrighty, so, Mr. Leonard, that concludes then the school board elections for this year.
Okay, now this takes us to where we could have possibly had some policy business, but I believe we have none for tonight. That'll be taken up in August. And comments by citizens in attendance that been in.
Yeah.
It hangs up in 45 minutes.
Did anybody, pick up a card?
No, I do not have any, Mr. Leonard.
Hearing none. Now we come to the time when we have comments by IU Board of Directors. Do we have any Board of Director comments?
Can I say something, Travis?
Sure.
Thank you for voting for me, and the understanding is that we're gonna work as a team to fill her shoes. No one was gonna do it And we are gonna work, there will be several people involved in terms of minutes and agendas and things like this, but you have to have an official signature on a lot of things that the elected school board member, and that's really going to be, why you had to, do something tonight, so to get an official signature. So thank you for your confidence, I'll do everything I can. You think you need training?
Learn it together.
I would like to thank Christy for all of her years of service as board secretary. Much appreciate you. Always answering my questions via email. Thank you very much. And then I'd also like to thank Mr. Shaw and the board members that voted for me. Maybe in the future we can reconsider with re-elections later on, but thank you all for me.
I also thank for anybody that put their confidence in me to continue to be the board president. I would not have been the least bit hurt in any way if somebody else wanted to step up. I try to do the job well. I spend time up here trying to understand. I spend time with folks up here during the week and the month. But if anybody would ever want to step in, it won't hurt my feelings. So thank you. Any other board members? Okay, now it looks like we're probably at 8:32, ready to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion, Yurga.
Second round.
Motion second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.